because no responsible political party
अरे चुप कीजिए
या तो मैं बोलूं
सर, प्लीज
वो बोले या तो मैं बोलूं।
चुप कराइए, आप इनको बोलिए, आप इनको बोलिए।
2024 में बिल लाके आज अमेंडमेंट लाना पड़ रहा है। अरे शर्म करो, शर्म करो,
इसको बंद कराइए, सरसा होने दीजिए, सरसा।
सर एवरी स्टूडेंट deserves the sir every student deserves
बैठिए, बैठाइए इसको।
सर आप देख लीजिए चर्चा कौन चाहता है, सर चर्चा कौन चाहता है कौन नहीं चाहता है।
सभी से निवेदन है
सर बिल पे,
सभी से निवेदन है, आप सब लोग बैठिए प्लीज, सभी से निवेदन।
सर बिल पे चर्चा कौन चाहता है और कौन नहीं चाहता है ये साफ है सर, ये दिख रहा है। Every student deserves the assurance that examinations should be fair. Every parent deserves the confidence that success is determined by hard work, talent and integrity, not by money, influence or organized criminal syndicates. But support for this bill cannot be a substitute for accountability. A stronger law is necessary, yes, but by itself is not sufficient. If examination continues to be compromised by systematic failures, no amendment, however stringent, will restore the faith that millions of students have lost. That is the question before this August House today, sir. But let me also say this. The bill that is being discussed is not a solution. Rather, this bill is an admission. It is an admission that the NDA and the BJP government have failed. It failed to protect examinations, it failed to protect the students, it failed to protect the merits. And today, after the failure exploded across the country, it wants Parliament to believe that increasing punishment will erase 12 years of incompetence. Well, it will not. This government has mastered one art. Whenever governance fails, they change the law. Whenever administration collapses, they increase punishment. Whenever institutions fail, they announce another committee. But governance is not done by headlines. Governance is measured by outcomes. So what is the outcome? So paper leak after leak, exam cancellation after exam cancellation, student pushed into depression, parents pushed into debt, dreams pushed into uncertainty. So the BJP government calls itself a government of New India. Sir, young India today asked only one question. If this is New India, why do our examination paper leaks with such remarkable consistency?
Ask them to be quiet.
आप बैठिए,
नहीं, आप इनको
पहले बैठिए,
नहीं, आप इनको बैठाइए, नहीं, आप इनको बैठाइए, आप बैठाइए इनको
हंगामा करना है तो हंगामा करें। सर यही नहीं चाहते सदन चले।
किसी का कोई रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रहा है, केवल जो वक्ता है उसका रिकॉर्ड में जा रहा है। प्लीज बी सीटेड, नवाजी प्लीज बी सीटेड, टू योर सीट।
सर वहाँ से भी दूसरे ट्रेजरी बेंचेस के जो मेंबर्स चिल्ला रहे हैं, आप उनको भी बोलिए शांति बना के रखिए।
आप अपना विषय रखिए, अपना विषय रिकॉर्ड में जा रहा है।
एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते कि हम लोग चुप रहे और ये लोग चिल्लाएं।
आप बैठे सब लोग।
सर मैं
बैठा हुआ।
He is disturbing continuously.
Don't disturb the speaker, please. Don't disturb the speaker.
The treasury benches doesn't want the house to run. They don't want discussion.
Those two are going on disturbing.
No, you are not allowed to speak.
Sir,
No.
you tell them no.
Why
No.
not? If
No,
they can
Manaji.
speak from there,
This type of behavior
you
not
can't
good.
silence and stifle the voice of
Please sit.
opposition.
Please sit.
You cannot do that.
Please sit.
No.
They are all sitting. They are all
Every
sitting.
member of
Please
this
be
house,
seated. Please be
every
seated.
member of this house has to be treated
Please
equally.
be seated. You continue, please.
Why you are disturbing so much?
Sir, if this new India, sir, if this is our new India, why do our examination paper leaks with such remarkable consistency is the question I would like to ask, sir. Every year, the government promises a new system. Every year, students get the same old scandal. The names of examinations change. The names of victims change. The names of accused change. But somehow, the crime and the government never changes. Sir, every time there is a paper leak, the government reacts as if they were seen as an unforeseen act of God, as though lightning has struck out of a clear sky. But that's not reality, sir. This is not lightning, because lightning strikes once. Paper leaks in today's India has become a pattern. It has become a system. And when the same failure repeats itself year after year, it ceases to be an incident or an accident. It becomes a system. And when a system repeatedly fails, the responsibility lies not only with the students, but with those who are entrusted to govern the country. The government keeps saying, we are the strongest government, we are the most decisive government, we are the most nationalist government. Really? I would like to ask the government, if you are so competent, so efficient, and so strong and decisive, the government is so competent, then why can't it secure a sealed question paper? You say you can monitor satellites. The government say it can track missiles. The government say it can defend cyberspace. Yet somehow, sir, confidential examination papers seem to be travel faster than the government can detect them. What does it say about the state of affairs of the current government? And then comes the ultimate irony. A government that speaks tirelessly about national security has in some instances reportedly had to resort to extraordinary security arrangements, including military logistics and helicopters being used of Indian armed forces and Indian air forces to transport examination papers. Think about it, sir. Think about it for a moment. If a question paper requires the level of protection normally reserved for matters of national security, if implementation fails, how does increasing the sentence solve the problem? A weaker investigation doesn't become strong because punishment becomes harsher. So young generation today, especially the young India, is smarter than the BJP thinks. Generation Z or the millennials do not believe in every slogan. They ask for receipt, they ask for outcomes, they ask for accountability. So they ask, if you promise secure examinations in 2024, why are we debating another emergency amendment in 2026? That is the question the government cannot answer. Young Indians today don't fear competition, they fear corruption. They don't fear merit, they fear manipulation. They don't fear examinations, they fear the system. And when young people stop trusting the system, democracy itself becomes weaker. So students are not asking for sympathy, they're asking for certainty. They're asking for one simple guarantee. If I study honestly for 2 years, let not somebody buy my future overnight. Is that too much to ask for, sir? The BJP constantly tell the young Indians, be patriotic. Let me say this today. The highest form of patriotism is protecting merit. When you ask someone to be patriotic, the highest form of patriotism is to protect the merit. The highest form of nationalism is ensuring that a daughter of a farmer or a son of a daily wage earner gets on equal terms with a son of a crony capitalist or a crony billionaire friend. That is nationalism, that is patriotism. Today, we support this bill, this amendment, because students deserve every possible protection. But we refuse to allow this government to convert legislation into a certificate of innocence. This bill cannot wash away 12 years of incompetence and failure. It cannot erase cancelled examinations. It cannot erase broken dreams. It cannot erase the humiliation faced by lakhs of young Indians. And it certainly cannot erase the images of students who came seeking justice and were met with barricades and pellet guns instead of love and compassion. Governments are not remembered by the speeches they made, the speeches they make. They are remembered by the generation they leave behind. The government promised Amrit Kal. Instead, millions of students today has experienced anxiety Kal. You promised They promised opportunity, but the students received uncertainty. They promised merit, but they delivered manipulation. They promised confidence, but what the students inherited is fear. Young India will remember who stood with them today. Young India will also remember who questioned them. And young India will remember who tries to suppress their voice instead of protecting their dreams. Supporting this bill doesn't absolve the government, but until this government understands that accountability begins at the top, not at the bottom, the future of India's students will remain vulnerable.